Hi guys, Dave from Artkillers Clans here, and I'm here to bring you my very first installment of gameplay video. Um, there's going to be some replays I'll play for you guys on some defenses that I had. Basically, this first one is going to be a high-level gameplay. About 3 weeks ago, I decided to trophy push, I guess you want to call it, at Town Hall 9 just to see how high I could get. And my intention was to get to Crystal Level 2, which would have been the highest that I'd gotten. I pushed and was actually able to get to Crystal Level 1. What you're seeing at 2385 is actually lower than the highest that I attained. I actually got a little over 2500. I think it was 2504 was the highest amount of trophies I got. And I wanted to share with you some of my experiences in doing the trophy push at high level gameplay. The first thing I can tell you is that I have absolutely 100% no business being at crystal level at a Town Hall 9. Since the update came out a while back for Town Hall 10, you're going to run into a lot of Town Hall 10s once you get past about 2300 trophies. Attacking those bases with Town Hall 9 troops is virtually impossible. It can be done, however, the amount of elixir that you're going to spend on troops, it does not outweigh what you're going to get back, and it certainly doesn't outweigh the amount of trophies that you're going to get back. I can tell you something else I discovered coming up to this level is that you've got to be patient. I started out this game a little over a year ago, I think it was, and I've been a farmer. I've been farming resources since the beginning to build my base. Yes, I have purchased gems to do certain things, but I discovered that the higher you get in trophies, when you get up to a certain level, especially in the Crystal League level and beyond, that one of the things you're going to have is patience. And what I mean by that is, as a farmer, you can do battles pretty much every 20-25 minutes or so, depending on the troops that you're making. I generally, attack with about 110 archers and 110 barbs. Sometimes I varied a little bit. I'll throw some giants in there. I'll throw some wall breakers in there. But generally, it's the lower cost type troops that I battle with when I'm farming. Well, that all changes when you start cup hunting or trophy hunting. I see a lot of guys in the global chat that are very low level, and they're talking about, let's put a clan together, let's go trophy push, and let's get in the top 200. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is by far not that easy. And going back to what I said before, you got to have patience. The types of troops you're going to have to build to trophy hunt take time. I found on average I could fight a battle about every hour and a half or so, just for the mere fact that you're having to create dragons, you're having to create P.E.K.K.A., you're having to create golems, wizards, all the high level troops. And when you do attack, you'll find that your attacks, you're spending anywhere upwards of 200 to 300,000 in elixir to build those troops, sometimes 1,000 to 2,000 in dark elixir, depending on if you're building witches and golems. And I'll tell you, it just does not pay off. And let me, and here's something else I discovered. If you want to be really successful and you don't want to have to wait around, bring your checkbook, because the only way that you're going to maintain and keep elixir and gold is if you're gemming it. That's how some of these high-level players are able to maintain where they're at. I'm sure they're gemming to fill up their golden elixir and their dark elixir in order to battle. I'm sure there's some that aren't, that have the patience to wait. Maybe through a 12-hour shield if they're lucky enough to get one, and then they go for another battle. Let me show you some of the. Let's go with the defense log here first. Let me show you where I was about 2 weeks ago. These are my defense logs. And as you can see in the defense logs, these with your town hall set outside, because we know that farmers will set their town hall outside their walls and let people come in, attack them. Generally, they don't go after your Generally, they don't go after your resources. Some do, some don't. Some will use, like this guy, use lightning spells to take 882 in Dark Elixir. There's another one, 833 Dark Elixir, which is frustrating. But you can see, you're willing to give up trophies for that shield because you're not really interested in trophies, so it doesn't much matter. And as I pan through this, you can see that about 10 days ago, this is one of the last attacks I had. Going forward, this is about the time that I started to do a little bit of a trophy push, and decided that, well, let me see how high I can get. And so as I went through and did the trophy push, you could see I won 23, I lost 10 there, I won 29, I won 20, days are going by. You can see there's a 30, there's a loss for 12, and look at the types of troops I'm having to build. The other thing I discovered is you cannot do high-level gameplay without spells. You're going to need a copious amount of gold to pay for rage spells, for lightning spells. If you're a Town Hall 10, they're using freeze spells, healing spells. They run the whole gambit. I've even had some of the guys, some of the higher level players, use jump spells to get P.E.K.K.A.s and golems over my walls. So as we continue down, you see that 5 days ago, I was still winning. And then I kind of sort of started getting into that 2,400 range of trophies, and all of a sudden, here came the wall. I started to hit this wall. I lost 7, 21, 21. I'm still winning. I'm still doing okay. These guys are coming after me. They're still losing. They're still losing, and now all of a sudden, here we go. This is where it really got serious. When I got to this point, this is where I virtually could not defend my base. And as you can see, the amount of troops that they throw at you are just outrageous. Just outrageous, the amount of troops that these guys will throw at you to win, 16, 17, 9 cups, 8 cups, 12 cups. So those are my defense logs. The last one I had was 12 hours ago. That shield just wore out, and I've decided to shoot this video before I go back down and continue farming and building my base before I'll probably take a couple of months before I'll ever try this again. Let's talk about my attack log, and let's go down here. Now, as you can see, in these attacks that I was doing 4 days ago, I was actually winning in some of these attacks. Now, pay close attention to the amount of loot that I was getting, the amount of resources. It doesn't really pay for the amount of troops that I was having to use. It doesn't pay for the particular types of spells that I had to use. And as a Town Hall 9, a lot of my troops are not maxed out. Even at a Town Hall 9, my golem's not maxed out. A lot of my DE troops aren't maxed out. But as you can see, I was having fairly successful raids. I was pretty much concentrating on going after the town halls in a lot of these bases. Now, as I was going up in cups, this was in about the 21, 2200 level, I was finding a lot of other Town Hall 9s, and I was having some success getting to their town halls and getting there. Very rarely did you see this type of an attack where I was able to 3-star a guy. He apparently was sliding down the trophy scale. I just happened to trip across him, and I was able to 3-star him. And look, I got a whole whopping 5 trophies for 3-starring him. And as we slide down, you can see these are the attacks. This got up into the 2400 range of trophies, and suddenly now I hit my attack wall. The attack wall was just horrendous. I'm doing everything I can. I'm mixing and matching troops. I'm trying to figure out what combinations are going to work better, which combinations aren't. So I started losing. So at the point that I started losing, I decided, well, let me go on the defensive, and that's about the time I went on this defensive tear right here. Let me show you the attack that this guy used against me 12 hours ago. This will give you a general idea of what you're going to face. And this attack happened to me while I was right at the border of 2,400 trophies. He launches a couple of golems to distract. A couple wall breakers go in, maxed out wall breakers. Then he launches 10 witches, and you can see the skeletons that they're spawning are just a crazy number of skeletons coming at me. I think I have a well-designed base. You'll watch during this attack. He doesn't 3-star me, but he does enough to get the trophies that he needs. He is going to take my town hall. He's dropped numerous rage spells. There goes another rage spell. The witches are still doing some damage. Thank God for that mortar. It took out about 5 of his witches in that one mortar shot. Otherwise, I think he probably would have 3-starred me. The other thing you're going to run into up here is the Archer Queen and the Barbarian King. They're higher levels. I had one that came after me with both level 40 Archer Queen and Barbarian King. So that's another thing you're going to run into, is they're highly powerful up here. The biggest thing that I discovered is that because the bases are so well defended, it's not like the lower level farming bases where it takes you all of about a minute to destroy a base and take all their resources. Up here, generally the clock runs out and these guys will still have troops fighting. There's just not enough time because of the way the defenses are set up to get through all the defenses. The other thing you're going to have to be prepared to do is spend a lot of money in searching a battle, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the bases you're going to encounter up here. I'm not going to attack any of these guys because I am planning on sliding back down. You know, here's a base, lower level walls, but he's Town Hall 10. This actually would be a base that I probably would attack. This is an unusual one to see up here. I don't see any Inferno towers, you know, but that one I would generally attack. That's an unusual one. Here's more atypical of the 2,300 level trophies. You can see the Town Hall 10, the 2 Inferno towers. You know, the Inferno towers, I can tell you, if you're not a Town Hall 10 with freeze spells, those Inferno towers will make short work of your troops. Let's go to the next one. You won't see a whole lot of Town Hall 9s. I'll be shocked if I see any Town Hall 9s. Again, here's another Town Hall 10, both Inferno towers going. Some of the designs are unique. Some of the base designs are really unique. I've taken some pictures of some that I really liked. Again, another Town Hall 9. These are guys that they rush their town halls, and just a huge mistake. Okay, here's a Town Hall 9. All right, so we're looking at this Town Hall 9, lower level, got pretty good wizard towers. He's got one that's lower level. I'd attack this guy too, but look at the number of trophies I'm going to take, and I'm probably going to have to use all these troops to get into this base, just to get it. And look at the resources that I would win, even if I 3-starred him. It doesn't even come close to paying for the troops. Doesn't even come close. So you're constantly losing. You're losing resources. Okay, here's another Town Hall 9. Did a good job with his walls. Going to be another difficult base to attack. Pretty good resources in that one. Town Hall 10. Town Hall 10. Another Town Hall 10. Now you notice at Town Hall 9 it's 750 to search each one of these. And I will tell you from experience that you're going to spend quite a bit just searching the right kind of base to attack. See, here's another guy. He pushed his Town Hall 10. You don't run into it too. I guarantee you, once you get to 2,500 trophies or above, you will not see bases, Town Hall 10 bases like this. Absolutely not. This guy's got his air defense on the outside. He's got lower level wizard towers. You're just not going to see that kind of thing. Another Town Hall 10. This is atypical of where I'm at right now. I wish I'd have shot this video when I got up to around the 2500 mark, because it seems like there's a changeover right in there, and you're running into bases that, they've got some nearly maxed out walls. They've got maxed out Inferno towers. Their X-bows are maxed out. Here's a prime example. One of the strategies that I've noticed that guys use up at this level for somebody that has a setup like this is they'll just load up with 220 archers. They'll come in here and circle that base, circle that base, circle that base, and they hope to get to 50% of buildings destroyed in order to at least 1 star. But even at 1 star, you're only going to take a couple of trophies. This is more atypical of what you're going to see at 2400. And like I said, these bases, I had some success attacking bases like this. It wasn't too bad in moving up, but once you get to that 2500 level, if you're not a well-equipped base, and for the Artkillers members, let's show you a well-equipped base. Let me go over to Steve's base, take a look at Steve's base. Okay, Steve's decided to trophy push a little bit. I think I kind of talked him into it just so he could get a little taste of it. These are the atypical bases that I ran into at 2,500 trophies. It was search after search after search after search after search. I would search probably 30 to 40 bases before I would find one that even remotely looked close to being able to be beat. This is the type of base you're going to see up there. And I know we've all gone and looked at top players and stuff like that. You're not going to run into a lot of those guys at the top crystal level or even the Masters League, but they're close and they're difficult to beat. But you can see Steve, he's switched over to a trophy hunting base. He's moved his town hall in the middle, and he's going to see how high he can push. And all I can tell him is good luck, because I don't know how other than spending money, I really don't know how these guys keep elixir to build their troops. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I was happy to show you guys a little bit of the attacks, of what it's like to be up at this level. I'll just give you a parting shot here. We'll show one more before we go. This is another defense that I had that was lost. I'm not afraid to say that. And what generally works good as a defense at lower levels, I can tell you right now, does not work that well down here. This guy used 2 lightning spells to take out my clan castle troops. He's going to come in here from the bottom, which most of them I found did. And there you go. He launches 8 witches and a whole handful of wizards. And if you know anything about cooking those types of troops, that's about a 2-hour cook minimum for those troops. Dropped his rage spell. I think he was getting a little desperate. He was starting to panic a little bit, thinking he wasn't going to get to the town hall. I can tell you that the witches are powerful. They are powerful, but expensive to cook. And you're not... I think the most I saw on one base that I searched, if I was to attack, was like 2,500 in DE. This guy has spent well over 3,000 or 4,000 in Dark Elixir just to make these witches. So you can see this was a good attack. The witches are powerful. I can't see using them much for farming. It's kind of a waste. But at these higher levels, most definitely maxed out witches at level 2 and use those to attack. And I'll speed this up for you guys. And again, like I said before, the biggest thing at this level is people run out of time. There's no doubt in my mind he probably could have 3-starred my base and came really close to doing that. However, he just flat ran out of time. Now, he did take some pretty good resources from me in that attack. Let's see, it was this guy down here, Citrix. He took some pretty good resources, 164K in gold and 147,000 in elixir. The elixir didn't pay for his troops. I added it up, but it was a little over 245,000 in elixir that he spent. It was almost 4,000, I think, in D that he spent. He spent nearly, I want to say it was close to the amount of gold that he got back. He spent in his spells that he used, and he got a whole whopping 9 trophies. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not telling you not to trophy hunt. That is not what I'm saying. There are parts of this that I enjoyed very much. It's different from farming. There's more strategy involved. There's definitely a lot more adrenaline involved when these trophies are on the line and you realize that losing 9 trophies is huge. You know, losing 31 trophies is devastating. It might take you a day to gain back those 31 trophies if you're not using gems to gem your troops or add elixir or gold. I'm not telling you guys not to do this. All I'm saying is that for people in the Artkillers clans that are watching this, don't be in a hurry to get up there and start trophy hunting. For people outside the Artkillers clans that may have come across this YouTube video, I'm telling you right now, if you're new at this game, trophy hunting is not for the lower level guys. Sure, if you want to trophy hunt, you can, but at some point or another, you're going to hit a wall, and the game's going to become frustrating because you're going to realize that you are not getting your resources. Your drills and pumps are not getting the resources back that you're expending to do these battles or defend. And I'll tell you, that's something else that I discovered when early on, you know, I'd go to bed, leave this up, somebody would attack, they would get maybe 30%, I wouldn't have a shield up, next guy'd come along, he'd attack, same thing, wouldn't have a shield up, next guy'd come along, and before long, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd lost almost $500,000 in resources because they weren't getting to the point where they were hitting 40% to give me a 12-hour shield. They were just raiding. Now, granted, I was getting trophies, but at the same time, I was losing gold and elixir, and so it's this weird trade-off. But I did enjoy it. I am going to do it again probably in a couple of months. I certainly won't do it with this base. I will be at Town Hall 10. It'll be completely redesigned before I go up there, and most of my stuff is going to be maxed out. I'm not going to go up there with level 7 walls, level 8 minimum, and my cannons, archer towers, Teslas, everything's going to have to be maxed, my expos, before I ever try and move up into those leagues again. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. To my clan mates that asked me to do this video, I hope this is what you were looking for, answered some of your questions. If you're new to the Artkillers clans, we have 7 clans, all under the Artkillers name. And if you'd like to learn more about us, you can go to www.artkillersclan.com. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave any comments. You won't hurt my feelings. I try to get better with every video I do, so if there's some suggestions you want to put out there for me, please feel free to do that. And subscribe to the channel. More subscribers, the better. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming and listening to what I had to say about high-level gameplay.